right?
But going to Waco, Texas, you said anything you disagree with the show host on, you wrote those weak-ass opinions that can't stand to scrutiny and the blatant hypocrisy.
Oh, wow.
Who said that?
You said that in your pre-show notes.
I don't think that was me. You got the wrong Texas.
That was you.
Okay, well, I'm telling you it wasn't, so. But I do sometimes disagree with.
Bro, you literally wrote it in your pre-show notes.
Wrong bitch.
Same bitch. Correct bitch. Correct bitch. Let me look up the Instagram DMs. All right, this is what she wrote. All right, May 19th, 2025 at midnight, 4 minutes past midnight. In response to number 8, anything you disagree with the show host on, to which you wrote, Madam Houston, those weak-ass
there you go. You got the name right.
That can't stand to scrutiny and the blatant hypocrisy.
Yeah, you kind of are a hypocrite.
What?
Well, before we get into the alleged hypocrisy, what are the weak-ass opinions that don't stand up to scrutiny? Let's start there.
You got to remind me of some of them. I'm not keeping up with you.
It's your
like
claim.
that.
It's not my job to present to you.
Well, it was your job to present it to me just now, so present it again. What are you talking about?
Are you...
It's getting so hot over here.
Those weak-ass opinions that can't stand to scrutiny, that's your claim. What are the weak-ass opinions that can't stand to scrutiny?
Like, what did you see before you sent that?
It's okay. Bro, let her answer. Go ahead.
She's a woman, not a bro.
It's okay, bro.
But I don't really know what you're talking about. What's the context? What's the topic?
It's literally the words that you wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, here's your opportunity. I'm right here.
Okay, you a hypocrite sometimes, but...
Yeah. But what are the weak-ass opinions?
One of your opinions was about marriage and how you don't want to get married because of money this and money that, and how most women, they are, always divorcing men, and the men get their money taken away. I remember that opinion, but I don't know.
Is that the weak ass opinion that don't stand to no scrutiny?
I mean, if you gonna back yourself up, do it now so we could talk about it.
Well,
I mean, ain't that's what we're here to do?
Make the argument for why it's a weak ass opinion.
Don't
just state what the opinion is.
I don't keep up with all of your opinions. So if you're gonna bring up an opinion, we could talk about it.
Yeah, the marriage one.
Okay.
What is weak ass about the opinion?
Oh, you taking it personal?
No.
Okay, then talk about it. What are you talking about?
You have to make the argument first, so I can
don't know
respond
what
to
we're
it,
talking about, lady.
But how do you not understand?
You don't have to make it as difficult as possible. You can bring up a topic and we can talk about it.
I got you. I'm going to get you caught up to speed.
Come on, let's hear it.
Perfect. Though, this is what you wrote.
You just keep rereading it, though. You're not saying anything else.
Yeah, because maybe it'll jumpstart finally. Like we are having technical difficulties with the computer. We had to restart that shit at least 4 times to get it going. So I'm going to restart kind of like this with you right now. I'm going to restart your brain possibly. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to read it again, and it might jumpstart something in there. I don't know. Those weak-ass opinions that can't stand to scrutiny. That's what you wrote.
So how does his opinion...
Wait, just let her talk.
I don't know what topic you're talking about. I mean, because sometimes I agree with you, sometimes I disagree with you. So if you're going to bring up a topic, we can talk about it. But if you're just going to keep repeating the same question, let's move on.
Well, I'm asking you to bring up when you originally wrote this
Brian,
about a month ago.
Supposed to be a good host or something?
This is being a good host. This is great host. Great hosting. Fantastic hosting. The best hosting. One of the best.
The best.
I'm literally asking you, it's your claim, it's your position. What are the weak-ass positions?
I only know about the marriage one, but I can't really get into it because I think I kind of agreed with your idea about that one. So if you're going to bring up something, a topic, we can talk about it. You keep asking the same thing, I'm going to keep telling you the same thing.
Okay, so then moving on to the next thing. You said the blatant hypocrisy. What is blatantly hypocritical of something I've said or do or whatever?
I really don't pay attention to everything you say, so you got to bring it up if you want to talk about it.
But if you're going to call somebody a hypocrite and they say, well, okay, I'm willing to hear you out, what is hypocritical of something I've said? I'm asking for one thing.
Okay.
Throw one out there.
Those aren't even my words. Show the
So
DM.
you think I'm lying?
Show the DM.
You think I'm lying?
Show the DM.
Why would I lie? It's literally.
I mean, if you can easily prove
Here,
it, then prove it.
I'm going to turn it to her, and she can confirm it. How's that sound?
Yeah, you can show
Okay.
it to everybody at the table.
Is this her Instagram, Madam Houston? Okay.
Correct.
23, Houston, Las Vegas, LA, occupation, model, socialite, relationship status, madam. Wait, isn't that like a brothel owner? Okay, whatever. Number 8, can you read that
Yes.
for me?
Into your mic.
Sure.
Anything you disagree with the show/host on, those weak ass opinions that can't stand to scrutiny and the blatant hypocrisy. I can confirm what is in the DM.
Okay. Well, I
you
can't
wrote
talk
that
about
shit.
every topic because I don't remember. So bring it up. Refresh my memory if that's what you're here to do.
Here's your opportunity. You think I have weak ass opinions that can't stand up to scrutiny. I'm giving you the floor to articulate those. Go ahead.
Okay. Bring up a topic. Let's talk about
It's
it.
not
I'm
my
about
duty to like prompt you on the thing that
Isn't
you
that your
disagree
duty
with
as
me
a
on.
host, though? Now you're confusing me.
No,
and I don't
if
like
it's a
being
generalized
confused.
conversation, but I'm literally prompting you by asking you, what is the thing that you disagree with?
My brain hurts.
Okay, so it's an open-ended question.
Yeah.
Is there anything he said in
I
the
don't
past
need a
that
second-hand question. All I'm asking is that you explain the topic or bring up a topic because I'm not sure. I don't keep up with every topic you talk about.
I'm just looking for one.
Okay, what about body count?
Well, let's not.
Body count is so stupid. Like I said, I ain't never met a man that has had sex with a woman and gotten a receipt back.
What
and-
does that mean? What do you mean a receipt?
Like, you know what I mean. Like,
I don't know
everybody,
what you mean.
nobody knows who has sex with who. I mean, unless it was filmed or unless you pop the baby out your coochie. And then that's the only proof of having sex. So,
No, there could be more proof.
and body count is stupid.
Like self-admission, like I
Like
admit,
having
hold
sex,
on, stop.
having sex
Hold on,
with
hold on,
somebody,
hold on. Be
having
quiet,
sex
be
with
quiet,
somebody,
be quiet.
having
Hold
sex
on.
with somebody,
You
the
need
same person 300 times is the same difference as 300 people having
You're-
sex with that one person. Because
Okay.
it's not about the body count; it's about who has that woman's mind. So
there's other ways to prove it. One way to for proof would be if a woman admitted to it. So if she said, "Yes, I did in fact sleep with this person," that would be
correct.
proof.
But what does that have to do with what I just said? Yeah, a woman can admit it, but why does it matter? Why does a body count matter?
So now we're having a conversation about why body count matters.
No, I'm saying body count doesn't matter. I'm asking you if it matters to you.
What?
Now you acting confused.
That is that the thing that? So okay, what about my position on body count do you think is hypocritical?
I don't know. What's your position on body count? That's what I just asked.
I think it's preferable when you're dating as a man to date women with as low a body count as possible. That's my position on body count.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
So you said your job as a man is to date women with a low
job.
body count?
Wait,
repeat
it happens
that?
to be my preference, and I prescriptively give advice to men that they should date, if you can, find women to date who have a low body count.
And what about yours?
Well, why would that matter?
That's hypocritical right there.
That wouldn't be hypocritical.
That is hypocritical
How-
because
how much
why?
money- how much
why
money do
should
you
a
make?
woman's body
How much
count
money do
matter?
you make?
How much money do you make?
You can't. Wow, great.
Pocket
reverse
watching is a
Uno.
sin.
Congrats on the reverse Uno. Why don't you answer my question?
Pocket
How much-
watching is a sin.
Have you ever dated a man who makes more money than you?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a fucking hypocrite. Except, here's the thing.
So you
I
can
don't think that
apply
makes you a
sexual
hypocrite.
standards to a woman, but she can apply them to you. And then the fact that it matters to you says more about you because you worried about a woman body count and you should be worried
Yeah.
about how you can take over her mind
I
and
love
not her
that.
vagina.
That's
Because
a-
it ain't about the mind. It
That's
ain't
a bunch
about
of
the
word
sex.
salad right there. I appreciate
Yeah,
the
go
word
ahead.
salad.
It's a bunch of word salad to you,
Thank
of
you.
course.
Appreciate that.
What does that mean?
Bro, what are you fucking... Hold on. The fuck, lady? I'm engaged with her. That's a super chat. Relax. Why are you interrupting the conversation over a super chat that's not even going to get read?
Because this is boring, honestly.
You're boring. How about that?
Okay.
Bro, is it boring because you're not getting the sufficient level of attention? Is that why it's boring to you? Because I think the audience thinks that this is far more interesting, the conversation that me and her are having, versus whatever you've talked about thus far.
Okay.
Let me ask the chat. Chat, do you prefer the engagement that I'm having with Miss Waco,
Madam Houston.
Madam Waco, or do you want her to derail the conversation And, maybe you need a dose of attention. Is that it? Chat, can you give her a little bit of attention? Maybe give her...
This was enough, by the way, but I was just asking, what does zero holes mean, the comment? I didn't get it.
Bro, there's a time and place. Try not to just interrupt for something totally... Oh my God, bro. This panel is fucking cooked, boys. Okay. Where were we?
Body count. Was it?
Yeah, we were talking about body count.
Okay, yeah, and you said that you would recommend, or your preference is dating a woman with a low body count.
Yes, correct.
But your body count doesn't matter. That's hypocritical. Because
why would that be
why does that
hypocritical?
woman's body count matter and yours doesn't? Because why are you worried about a woman's vagina?
Why am I worried? So it would be, let's say she has herpes. Would that be wrong for me to worry about her vagina if it has herpes on it?
See, now you're smearing the conversation.
How is that
Because I'm
smearing the
talking about
conversation?
having sex with somebody.
Wait, question.
Now we're talking
Hold on.
about,
Let me
now
answer.
we're talking
Hold on.
about sexual education.
That has nothing to do with sexual
Yes,
education.
so-
If you've had the more sexual partners you've had, the greater likelihood of having an STD.
Statistically, yes.
Yes. Well, yes. Logically, it's possible you could have had sex with 100
Bro,
people.
you could have had sex
Stop.
with one person and
Be
caught
quiet.
chlamydia. You could have had sex with 300 people and been clean the
Yeah,
whole
I
time.
get that. A girl could have sex one time and get HIV and herpes, and a woman could have
So
had
you're
sex.
contradicting
Here, you gotta
yourself.
shut
What
up
you're
and-
saying
you
is not
gotta
making
stop interrupting.
sense.
You got to stop interrupting. So yes, it's possible that a woman could have slept with 100 guys and never gotten STD.
Correct.
That's true. But it's more likely, if you're a betting man, it's more likely that she has an STD if she slept with a bunch of men, whereas if she slept with 0 or 1 or just a few.
I'm not familiar with the STD statistics or anything like that. All I'm saying is that we were talking about body count. Then you smeared it to sexually
Sure, I'm
transmitted
happy to get back to that, but really quick, let me ask you a question.
Ask it.
Before we get right back to that. If you were a betting person, do you have savings? Do you have a savings account?
Yeah,
You got some money saved, right?
of course.
If you were a betting person, and I put 2 people in front of you, one of those people has slept with 1 person, and the other individual has slept with 1,000 people. Who would you wager is more likely to have an STD? And you're wagering your life savings.
Both of these people could have had.
They could, but I'm asking you to wager.
That's stupid.
Why?
Not wagering
cool.
that because
I like that you
that's
like that
so
it's stupid.
random and
Answer-
irrelevant.
No,
It's so random
it's
and
very
irrelevant
relevant.
because
Why
somebody
don't you
that
answer
has
the
had
question?
1,000 bodies, which doesn't even matter, could have been protected, and it could have been 1,000 bodies by 50 different
Cool.
people.
I'll grant to you it's the dumbest fucking question that's ever been asked. Answer it anyways.
I'm not wagering that. I mean, it's kind of
You've
like
got
a
to pick
50-50.
one.
I'm not picking
You've
one.
got to pick one.
So would it be a would you rather? If it's a would you rather, I'd answer it because that's
No, it's
I
which
like would you rather.
Which would you wager your life savings on?
Well, I'm gonna assume that the person that has 1,000 bodies is, sexually educated. So I would hope that, they are safe and clean. Strap it up, guys.
Sure.
So I would bet on $1,000. I would bet on 1,000 bodies because somebody with a one body, that don't make them clean. And not to say that they're dirty, but that doesn't make them free of sexually transmitted diseases. That's stupid and it's irrelevant.
Maybe the person that sleeps with one person is more
Great line of
educated.
argumentation there. Okay, so why else does body count matter? Is that why you're curious about it?
Oh, I said body count doesn't matter in my opinion.
So what do we? Okay, body count doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Why?
It's a childish question. First of all, how many of you are keeping up with how many people y'all slept with? That's so high school to be.
So you've forgotten how many people you've slept with.
I don't keep count.
Right, you don't keep count because you've forgotten. Because there's been so many.
Are you calling me a slut?
How's that calling you a slut?
I'm just fucking with you.
But yes, pretty much.
I am not a slut. I am a woman who respects my body, and just because a woman is, free sexually does not mean that she is a slut.
How many people have you slept with? Can I ask that?
He's a hypocrite. He will never
wanna
answer
know.
that.
That wouldn't make me a
I'm
hypocrite.
curious. I'm very curious.
I don't reveal
But you
that,
expect
it
to know a woman's
he
body
doesn't
count.
reveal that.
You expect to know a woman's body count because you're too worried about her vagina and not how you can control her mind, not
It's
how you
actually-
control her as a person.
Well, you're saying control.
You worried about
Why
the
are you
wrong
saying
thing.
control?
I'm saying control because it's not about control.
Wait,
it's about
but what if those two are... hold on. You're making actually, I would make the argument it's less to do with the like the vagina, and it's more to do actually with...
I just said the same thing.
Right, but you're saying that my position leans more towards I'm really concerned with her vagina.
Yeah, because why are you asking about this woman's
But
body
my point,
and not her mind?
Yeah, my point
Does that
would
matter
be,
to you?
yes.
All you care about is a woman's vagina, which is probably why you barely had a successful relationship.
Are you just pulling that? Wait, that's rich coming from the woman, mind you, who's never had a relationship.
Yeah,
and I've had.
I mean,
multiple,
I am a psychology major. I study the mind and behavior of people for a living.
Which university are you doing that for?
Texas Southern University.
Wow, they should.
Go Tigers!
It's a good school.
Go Tigers!
They should probably get their certification or whatever it's called revoked because they've done it's been a complete catastrophic failure in terms of your education, I guess. But I'm actually, as it relates to body count, it's less to do with her body and more to do actually with her mind.
We're saying the same thing, Ryan.
Right. But you're saying I'm focused on her body?
You're focused on a woman's vagina because you were saying that you prefer a woman with a low body count. What does that mean to you? A woman with a low body count? That she's barely had sex with a bunch of people?
She's had sex with fewer men.
Okay,
correct.
So you're proving my point.
How would
What are you talking about?
How do you go about finding out how many people she slept with?
Something
Do you
about
jump
body
in their
count, and I was
DMs and you
going
ask
off that
them
topic.
yourself, or how do men find out about her body type?
Correct.
If you don't know any of the guys she knows, then I mean, my only assumption is the only way is to go be like, hey, my friend, I just wanted to write you and see if she slept with you and your friend and this. How do you find out? Is it just word of mouth?
Don't you just
you could
ask?
ask. You could
Just
ask.
ask.
But we discussed that earlier, and you said that it's hard to believe that somebody who does what she does would be capable of telling the truth on that.
Well,
So
hold on. There's a
it's hard to
differentiation when
know.
it still stands to reason that somebody who's engaged in sex work for even personal gain on a private individual level would lie about their body count to a prospective partner. But that's different than coming on a podcast and lying about it for some other different sort of gain.
No, I get what you're saying.
But yes, you could ask a girl you're interested in and she's interested in you. You could ask her what her body count is. Now, I agree with you, she could lie.
And you would
I'm
never
very
know.
distrusting,
You would
so
never
I'm
know
like-
if she lied about it. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, there's certain other ways that you can sort of navigate that, I think, to arrive at not an exact answer, but have a sense for her past promiscuity. That doesn't involve directly asking about her body count. But hopefully, I mean, you guys say she should lie, and I would just point out and say, well, that's a terrible basis for starting, or terrible foundation for starting a relationship. You've started your relationship on a lie.
True.
But people do lie all the time. So I agree with you that women can lie about their body count. I don't think they should, in the same way that I don't think men should lie about certain things that women might care about, that women find important to know about a potential future boyfriend.
Yeah. True.
Okay. So again, I'd like to bring it back to you, though, since this is your claim that you stated. You say I have weak-ass opinions that can't stand to scrutiny and the blatant hypocrisy. So what is blatantly hypocritical, or what are my opinions that can't stand to scrutiny?
Well, as I just said, you were so concerned about a woman's preference or your preference with a woman. I'm not really keeping up with the topic. So if you want to bring something else up, we could talk about it.
It's not, bro. Are you?
Don't calm down. You're just getting flustered over there.
No. You're the one making the claim. So if you're going to make some sort of accusation about something, then the burden is on you to actually make a claim and back it up.
Okay, I just made one.
Well, I had to prompt you on it. But I'm asking you, is there anything else?
I mean, if one comes up, I'll call you out on it.
Okay. We have Lucas here. It's patently obvious that Chair 2 has guzzled a boatload of low IQ spooge. Is this true?
Low IQ spooge.
Yep.
I'm a college educated woman. Whatever the hell that is supposed to mean, take that shit back to your mom.
Accreditation, I think, is what I was going for. They should revoke the accreditation for that particular institution.
Patently obvious.
All right. That's cool.
Word, but
So you don't have anything? Okay, watch. Check this out. Madam
Houston.
Fort Lauderdale, or I don't know. No, that's Florida. My bad. Madam.
Florida, okay?
Yeah, let's not bring Florida. Let's not bring Florida. I think you abuse children.
oh my goodness, interesting claim.
Disprove to me that you abuse children.
Well, that should be easy.
Prove to me that you don't abuse children.
I don't abuse children. There's my proof.
But I think you abuse children.
Okay.
Okay.
Think whatever you want. I'm telling you, I don't abuse children.
But you would agree that the burden would be on me to prove that you abuse children? Like, I can't just say that. You'd be like, okay, what proof do you have of that?
You don't have proof, so what are we talking about?
Okay, so you've asserted claims. Blatant hypocrisy. Weak ass opinions that don't stand up to scrutiny. You forwarded those claims. Back them up with like one thing.
I already did. Your
My position on body count.
Your position on your preference with women.
Okay, you pointed out that I have a position on that.
Because you said
Why
that.
is the weak ass
Those
position?
are your words.
What are my words?
Why are we talking in circles?
What are
Can't
my
we just
words?
move on already?
What are my words?
You said you prefer a woman with a lower body count.
Yeah. Why
Did
does
you
that
not say that?
Yeah. Why does
okay,
that
so
not,
you said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ready
So
for step
you
2?
said that?
Ready for step 2? Why does that not stand up to scrutiny? Scrutinize it.
You said hypocrisy. It's a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
How would that
for
be a hypocrite?
Because you're worried about a woman's body count when you can't even speak on your own.
How would that be hypocritical?
Are you acting stupid on purpose or
No,
on
you have to.
accident?
No, it's because I reject that it's hypocritical. You're going to have to explain how it's hypocritical.
Well, I just said it for everybody watching. Like, you said you prefer a woman, and it just feels like I'm repeating myself. You said
I
you
prefer
prefer a
women with
woman.
lower body counts, correct.
So you said that?
You got me. Yeah, I did say it.
Check mark.
Congrats.
What's your body count?
How would that matter? And how would
Check
that matter?
mark. You aren't disclosing your body count. So
It
that's
wouldn't-
hypocritical, because why are you worried about a woman's body count when you can't even disclose your own?
Hold on, that wouldn't
So
be hypocrisy.
That's not hypocrisy to you?
It wouldn't
What's
be
the
hypocrisy.
definition of hypocrisy, since you got your Dr. Seuss books
You're the one.
everywhere?
No.
You
it's
know
not
every
my
damn
job
thing,
to
right?
define hypocrisy.
Explain what hypocrisy is.
It's not my job to define hypocrisy. You're the one who brought the claim. It's your job to define
My
hypocrisy.
claims were made, they were stated, completed.
Yeah, define hypocrisy then.
Next question.
Is it because you don't know? Why don't you define hypocrisy?
Next question.
Oh, my bad. It's your podcast. Okay. No. Define hypocrisy.
I'm just telling you, you are a hypocrite when it comes to a woman and her body, but not yours. So.
Wait, so okay, hold on. Let me see if I understand this logic. So, have you ever dated a guy who makes more money than you?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make you a hypocrite?
What does that have to do with being a hypocrite?
Okay, so essentially you're trying to get at, hey, Brian, I think that you've slept with X number of women. Maybe you have a high body count, perhaps.
I'm not guessing your body count, and I don't care to. I just asked you a simple question. You didn't want to answer it.
But
you answered my question about your preference
faulty.
to women, but
your
you
logic
can't
is
answer.
Faulty.
Are you going to let me talk?
My refusal to reveal my body count wouldn't point towards a hypocritical stance on my preference towards women who have a low body count.
So you can apply that standard to women, but you aren't disclosing it for your own sake.
But you're going to have to grant this. Are you a hypocrite for wanting to date a man who makes more money than you?
I am not a hypocrite, because whatever a man wants to provide for me, that's his choice.
Okay, then any virgin or low body count women who want to date me, it's also their choice.
Correct. It's all about choice.
Okay, so but if it doesn't make you hypocritical,
when it comes to
doesn't make me
dating, it's all
hypocritical.
about choice. I'm just calling you a hypocrite because that's what you are.
How would it, again?
You can have
you've
a
not-
choice and be a hypocrite at the same
That's
time,
great.
Brian.
Congrats. You can use a word. I don't think you really have an understanding of it. You're going to have to present and articulate a definition of hypocrisy that computes with your allegation that I'm a hypocrite.
The definition of hypocrisy is when you are calling out somebody else in the wrong way and you do the same thing.
I didn't even do that though.
Okay.
Here's my claim. I prefer to date women with low body counts. So what is the thing on my end that I'm doing that would make me a hypocrite?
So let's say, what is your body count? What type of nerd keeps up with their body count anyway?
Okay.
What's your body count? Since that's the question.
No, the question was what makes him a hypocrite.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking him what's
why
his body
would
count. That's the
revealing-
Body
question.
count is the part where it makes
Yeah.
it hypocritical because there's no answer there. Sorry.
Exactly.
Okay,
just
so
getting to the
what?
point.
Let me ask you
Let's
this.
get to the
Hold
point.
on, hold
Is
on,
this
hold on.
specific?
Stop. Let's say I don't want to reveal my body count, but the body count is 0, for example.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what it is,
Okay.
but let's say it's 0.
Okay.
But I'm still refusing to answer your question. How then am I a hypocrite if my body count is actually 0, but I'm just by virtue of me refusing to answer your question, it makes me a hypocrite to desire a woman who has a low body count? Why would that be hypocritical?
So would you want a woman to disclose her body count as she's dating you?
Hold on, there's a difference between being on a date.
It's a question. All you have to do is
Sure.
answer it.
If I was privately one-on-one with a girl and she asked me my body count, I would tell it to her. But now we're on a podcast, so me not wanting to reveal my body count on the podcast doesn't have anything to do with me being a hypocrite for stating my preference for desiring women with a low body count.
What man keeps up with their body
As
count?
long as you're
in the first
revealing
place?
it to
Oh my
her.
God, bro.
Yeah, as
Actually
long as
could.
it's-
Is this the topic that was like you messaged him that?
Hold on,
about?
I'm going to read this.
It was like May 29th.
There's a video circling on X right now of a woman who cleaned her entire Bumble Date's house thinking she watched the pod. Oh, that's based. Yo, Tony Stark. By the way, I apologize, guys, that it's not going to read out as a TTS, so I'm just going to have to, and also there were some 10s that are just going to come through that are below the threshold. But so thank you guys for these. Tony Stark, thank you. I'm just going to have to read the TTS. I'm not sure why. Again, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties before the show, so the audio is kind of bugged. But thank you, Tony Stark, for that. Appreciate it. Well, I'll have to maybe send it to me and I'll maybe have it ready for next show. Okay, well, I'm not getting anywhere with that, so
We're not
I
having
guess.
an argument. We're just having a conversation. Houston, we do have a problem.
Oh my God.
Car and
Fucking
over
Waco
Michelle
over here.
Obama. Is that supposed
Waco,
to be an
Texas.
insult? Like the first black lady?
Ay. All right. It's like, I don't know how to explain it to you.
What I was saying is I'm confused. Is that why you reached out to him? Like your DM, was that like the specific topic that you had in mind
It's
when
one
you
of
were
the
messaging?
things that she responded with.
Yeah. When I stated my claim.
Not the
and
body
you
count
keep
thing,
talking
though.
in
Yeah.
circles, so we can just move on, or you want to talk about it? But I
just
thought I
wanna
was here to have a conversation.
I just want to probe the logic a bit here. Do you think, when it comes to the criminal justice system, do you think that the state, the burden of proof falls on the state to prove someone guilty of a crime?
I'm not really familiar with the law or anything like that, so I'm not going to speak on something that I don't know about.
Okay, here, Really? Okay. If the state wanted to accuse you of murder, they would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they've accused you of murder, right? Like, they wouldn't just be like, we accuse you of murder, now you need to prove that you're innocent. They have to prove that you're guilty of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay.
Lucas, that's called an ad hominem. Wrong.
Boy. All right. Do you want to answer the question, though?
I mean, you said to call you out on it. I did. Do you disagree?
You didn't even have anything. I think she like offered up the body count
because
thing.
I told you I'm not keeping up with every topic you're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm just asking you for
Nothing is
one.
on. I already brought it up, and I
No,
told
she
you,
brought it up.
I told you about the marriage one. I said I thought I agreed with your opinion on marriage, but I couldn't think of anything else.
All right, sounds
So,
good.
Let's move on.
We have Pelagic. Chair 2 is going through all the hoops of gaslighting, deflection, and projection to avoid accountability and justify her promiscuity. Typical loser work. That's from Pelagic. Thank you, man, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Pelagic. Chair 2, student of psychology, my ass, thick as cold molasses. Okay.
Thank you,
Pelagic.
guys. Madam Houston everywhere. Love the attention.
Lucas, Chair 2, retard. Pay attention. Tu quo quo fallacy is a logical fallacy that occurs when someone tries to discredit an argument by pointing out the speaker's hypocrisy. It is fallacious. It doesn't address the actual merits of the argument, but instead attacks the person making the argument. Appeal to hypocrisy. Yep, well put, Lucas. Do you want to respond to Lucas?
Lucas, you're ugly.
Wait, hold on. First off, first off, he's a very handsome guy. He's
Your
a very
hairline is
handsome guy.
crooked, Lucas. You need a new
fuck?
barber. Thin lip ass.
Here, why don't you pull up? Can you show us your hairline?
Got to.
Show us your hairline.
Yeah, what about yours? It's kind of receding over there.
Yeah, no, I'm losing it.
You know what I was
You're
gonna
losing
say.
it almost.
I got all the stress
I held
from
my
the show. I
tongue.
got like 3 months left, and it's all gone probably. Thank you, Lucas. All right, Christopher. Sleeping with the same person 300 times would demonstrate loyalty and valuing a stable relationship. Sleeping with 300 different people would demonstrate you can't be loyal and that you don't value stable relationships, which would make for a better role model for a child. Do you want to respond to that one?
Sleeping with the same person 300 times would demonstrate loyalty and valuing a stable relationship. It really just depends on the relationship that these two people have together. Now, sleeping with 300 different people would demonstrate. Where did that comment go?
Oh, okay. You need a little refresher course.
Yeah.
We really needed that whiteboard I was talking about earlier. Right? We need.
Looks like we no longer have it. Oh wait, here it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say the same thing though. A woman floating around, trying to find somebody, or a woman floating around with different people, 300 different people at a time, shows that this woman has not submitted or attached herself to one person that can, that she can trust and that she can, that she can trust and I know. So psychologists making stuff like a woman sleeping with 300 different people does show that she cannot be loyal. I get it, yeah. I agree with the statement.